So I think that's the context of the talk.
Ram sir, your
Isha, but I just completely, Isha, congratulations to you also. Your combination, like Allah's girl, Ram Gopalji, and launched you. How does it feel like in 20 years of association and today again on the same platform?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's always a pleasure to work with RGV. He is one of his kind. And you realize this.
I think there's something in between.
And yes, of course, I was launched in Khalas by him, and I was very apprehensive, like he mentioned, and like I mentioned in my earlier interviews, because before Khalas happened to me, I had played only the girl next door kind of roles in the South, and when RGV wanted to shoot with somebody who looked hot, I thought I was most inappropriate for something like that, and it was a revelation for me to see myself like that. I never thought. I remember he showed me the entire song in your house, in the home theatre, and he said, "See," and I said, "This is me." It was unbelievable for me because I never thought I could look like that. So RGV, he's always known to do something out of the ordinary, and called me for Dhanam. I didn't know what it was all about. All I knew was I was talking to RGV after 10 years. And I knew that he had called me, and since he had called me, it would be something worth my while. I don't question him much. I only questioned him once for Khalas, and then it was history. So after that, I said I should keep my mouth shut. He just told me that it's a great ongoing series and it's a fab role, and I think you should do it. That's it. So I said, okay, fine. And he just gave me a one-line narrative. And here I am. That was all that there was.
Hi guys, this is Nikita from India Forums. Towards your left. Yeah, so the trailer looks terrific, first of all. My question is to Ram sir, as we say, the content is the king these days. So how is this content all set to rule the OTT kingdom?
I would say primarily, a story is a story. A story is basically about conflict between characters. But like I mentioned, I think the moment the terrain is different, something which you have not seen, I feel that creates a visual layer which would make the experience feel much more newer than whatever you've done. So to that extent, I think there's no parallel to Dhanam, especially because of the terrain. Yeah? So in all these shows, the Indian shows which are there, I just definitely feel, yes, like I said, it's a very violent film. It's to do with revenge. On one track, there is something happening between the landlords and Naxalites, and then there is some inter-family rivalry between people who don't want to be in violence and sucked into violence. So the whole thing is caused by this particular terrain where, for example, Isha is a police officer who comes in, but she only can do so much when there is absolutely no respect for law, and on top of that, the pressures come. So this kind of thing probably is being seen in various films and various stories. But I feel the unique experience is the place it is being situated. Yeah.
Also, Isha ma'am, as we know that Rohit Shetty cop villains is a complete different thing. But these days, female characters are, nailing the role of cop. So what is your take on that? You have previously also played cop characters, right?
Yeah, I think Isha Kopikar is kind of synonymous with cops. And I don't know what it is, but sometimes I genuinely feel that if I was not an actor, probably I would have been a cop. Well,
I wouldn't mind being caught by a cop like you.
Well, so then it also is a part of my surname. I don't mind changing it from Koppi to Copi, Kar. So I love playing a cop, and I think it kind of goes with my demeanor. even in my personal life, I'm kind of a disciplinarian and I always fight for what is right. I'm very righteous as well. So I love donning the cock and playing this character. Well, I've done it differently, and here it's very different. Like RGB said, the whole terrain, it's very rural, it's different. A lot of lawlessness in the sense. This character is suddenly placed in an environment where there's a lot of political pressure and she cannot act the way she would want to. So that kind of is very demoralizing for somebody who already has authority but can't act. And so far and so forth, that's how it is. More than just this, it's the narrative that matters. I start the series and I actually didn't know this, but a lot of people think I have a very good voice. Especially after this. Yeah, she's like, I really love you and I love your voice. I was like, oh, that's something new. I wasn't aware of that. So, so Sutradhar jisko kehte hain, right from the beginning of the series towards the end, I take the story forward and it's through my point of view, what happens in the lives of the Naxal, the gang lords, or all the characters, much like the Colombian cop in Narcos. So it's woven through all these, the interrelationships between all the characters. So that's what it is. And it's very interesting to play somebody like this because I think in a whole ensemble of so many male actors, I think we're just two of us. Right? I don't know if I don't know. Because RGB always has a lot of women around him. I don't know how many are here in the series. So here it's only him.
There are a lot of women in the series, but we took care that each woman would know the presence of the other women.
He's very smartly done that. So that's it. Thank you.
Hello, hi. This is Monica from Bollywood Strips. And first of all, as Nikita said, trailer is looking very promising, so congratulations to the entire team. And my question is to Ram Gopal sir again. So sir, you have given us brilliant projects already, especially in this genre, be it Company, Sarkar, and who can forget Satya, of course. So my question is, what different and new is there, in this story, and was there any pressure, considering the fact that this is going to release on an OTT, and OTT audience a bit more critical, as we all know. So, and they don't have to go any far. They are going to compare your project with your previous projects. So, was there any pressure?
See, to start with, I'm not sure this can be comparable to any of the previous crime dramas I've done. I've explained because both the characters and where it is placed and the kind of issues it deals with, like I said, the Naxalites or the landlords, and those kind of things is something I have never dealt with in my past. Point one. And point two, like why I'm emphasizing, you see, a story is a story. For example, when I made The Booth, the horror film, probably I was the first one to set it in an apartment. Normally all horror films were being set in a house on a hill or somewhere where you can't, in a forest or something like that. So in middle of Oshiwara, an apartment, something is happening. It changes the entire dynamics of what you think a horror film is about. So I would take a reversal of that interest. In a concrete jungle like Mumbai, to set a Satya, and then to see these vast wastelands, where there's no amenities or no nothing. So the atmosphere reminiscent of the Wild West, like cowboys in the Western films, 1960s Western films. So I would think that would be the difference. To that extent, I think it cannot be compared, at least to what I've done in this genre before.
Thank you. And Abhishek, you same Monica, right? Yeah. So you have done some interesting projects like Sultan Pataka, right? So I have a question. How was it working with an amazing director who has already set a benchmark in this genre?
See, for me, it's like dream come true. मैं अपना सपना जीता हूँ. मुझे हमेशा से हीरो बनना था फिल्मों में. So here I am just doing my job, enjoying every single thing. Like me sitting here right now and witnessing all of this thing and sitting, sharing the stage with Ram sir, Shinde sir, Isha ji, all of them. Like it's beautiful and even you guys. मैंने हमेशा सपना देखा था कि यार मैं स्टेज पे होऊंगा और मुझसे पत्रकार जो है कोई दो चार अच्छे से सवाल पूछेगा. मैं बड़ा खुश हूँ और ये वो डायरेक्टर्स हैं और जब आप इस सपने को जी रहे होते हो और आप बॉम्बे में होते हो एंड यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग द सिनेमा, सो यू स्टार्ट अंडरस्टैंडिंग ओके नाउ दिस इज वर्क, दिस इज व्हाट आई वांट टू डू. सो मेरा हमेशा से रामू सर के साथ काम करने का सपना था और मुझे नहीं लगता कि ऐसा कोई आदमी होगा जिसका नहीं होगा कंपनी और एनी शूट. सो मैं इंतज़ार कर रहा हूँ कब रामू सर डायरेक्ट करेंगे खुद और मुझे वो मौका मिलेगा. सो आई एम स्टिल वेटिंग फॉर दैट. बट थैंक यू वेरी मच सर फॉर गिविंग मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी. मैं कई बार बोल चुका हूँ, मेरे लिए इसकी बहुत अहमियत है. मैं बहुत खुश हूँ. थैंक यू वेरी मच. सो पटाखा वॉज ऑल्सो वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग विद विशाल सर. इट्स अगेन ऑन द सेम नोट. ही इज ऑल्सो अ ब्रिलियंट डायरेक्टर. आई एम जस्ट गेटिंग लकी. I want to become hero and I'm becoming it every single day. So my whole process is I'm learning and I'm working hard. Please आप लोग आशीर्वाद दीजिए जरूर. ठीक है. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Hi everyone, a very warm welcome. I'm Namita Sajdev from Punjab Kesi Group. My question goes to you, Ramu sir. Is the Hanam inspired from true events?
From two events. See, I would say, the point is, I personally think there's no such thing as a true event because we can't find truth even now in a present day. You know, what exactly is true? I'm just giving an example. See, for example, till today we really don't know what happened to Sushant Singh. We just only had theories. Now, something which happened 30 years back or 40 years back, I can't say that. So fundamentally what happens is there are many such stories which happen in that region, which is interior Andhra Pradesh. I've been hearing them from my childhood about legends and the revenge stories and all that. So I picked up a lot of them and put it in fictionally. So it's not necessary if this incident would have happened in this guy's story. It could be from someone else. So for practical purposes it is being shown to people who do not know the story. So yes, I would say partly inspired, but it's not a true story. I don't know if I was confusing enough.
Not at all. You're never confusing. My another question goes to you, sir. Like Isha said, that you always bring out extraordinary out of the ordinary. May I ask you, how do you go about conceiving your stories?
I mean, most of the time, when I do my research, when I meet the actual people involved, I mean, I felt more than writers, the people who experience that would have an understanding of it. Right? I get the emotional context from there. So I get shocked when someone tells me about for how long. In cinema, usually, because it's a screenplay and you have limited time, and it moves very fast. But in real life, there are people who take even after waiting for 3 years and 4 years, waiting for the right time or due to various other factors, So and there's a line in Godfather, revenge tastes best when it is full blooded, So I think a person who's living the experience, what he tells me, for me that is the basis of the story for me. And I try my best to capture that aspect. Then that is also going to influence the actor who's performing, his body language and how he talks, and all of that comes from there. I mean, since you haven't seen this, I can't take an example from Dahanam. But to answer your question, as far as Satya is concerned, my primary thing was, when I was in Bombay, I suddenly heard of Mr. Gulshan Kumar being shot and killed, I was with producer Jamu Suran at that time when we got the news. So Jamu Suran started telling me, he called me at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I was supposed to meet at 10, and then he went to his place. And so whenever someone meets with a violent death, like an accident or a murder, we tend to kind of roll back what he's been up to, Then a thought occurred to me, if Gulshan woke up at 7 o'clock, what time did the killer wake up? You know, we never think of that. You know, so did he tell his mom to put the alarm clock to wake him up at 5 to prepare? You know, did he have his breakfast before killing or after killing? So the moment I think of him as a human being, it suddenly looks like I thought about it. We only hear about them either when they kill or when they die. So what do they do in between? So that for me was the start point of Satya. So that is what brings the human out, and then the crimes they do looks even more believable because as people they're believable. So that's my answer.
Thank you so much, sir. My next question goes to you, Isha. One more question, please. Is that
His answers are fab. I hope you all understand.
definitely? Yes, absolutely.
Very depth.
He always give interesting answers, and that's the way he is, I believe. Isha, I want to ask you, like, your fans want to see you more often, but of late they don't get to see you more often. So, what is the reason behind that?
Well, the thing is, now that there's OTT and now it's more content driven, and now it's more about, I think a lot of actors, they're getting a good and a fair chance to act. For me, it's not just about running around trees and just working for the sake of working, to be very honest. I have a lot on my plate. I'm an entrepreneur. I have a startup of my own, which is in the hospitality industry. Also, I do a lot of, I've trying my hand in politics as well. So,
Wow!
Amazing. That deserves a clap, I believe.
so I mean, of course, I'm not going to stand for election and all of that, G, but yeah, I'm taking care of the ladies' transport wing in BJP. So, yeah, for now. So then, and of course, I have a daughter, I have a husband, he's into the hospitality business, he's a hotelier. So then I said that काम करने के लिए मतलब कुछ अच्छा हो. ऐसे I got a lot of scripts. I was working after, in fact, Rihanna was just 3 months old. Since then I've been working, but I've been working in the South, not here. I think South has understood my value much more than Bollywood has. Is it? Probably. So yeah, they welcomed me even in the beginning. The beginning of my career, the first film that I did down in Tamil, I got a Filmfare Award for that. I did a lot of great films in the South. And now again, my South Indian director. So I don't know, it's some connection that I have with the South. So you'll see me much more. I have about 5 projects this year, out of which 3 are web OTTs, web shows, and the 2 films. So you'll see me a lot. And then
That's great.
each one is different.
We would love to get
Yeah,
that.
one I'm a cop, one I'm something else, one I'm something else. So it's great, a good platter. You'll see it's a good buffet of me.
I'm mouth watery already.
Yes, thank you.
Abhishek, my next question goes to you. Like, you get to learn so many things when you play some new.
I guess nothing. I already had this thing in me, like I'm so desi, I'm from Haryana, I'm from village, I have like seen it all, like the normal life where you don't have anything at all, but the nature is with you all the time. So it doesn't matter if it's too hot, you find it easy, you just lie down there, enjoy the breeze. And that's exactly what I did on set. And but the most important part I would like to say is my whole team was prepared very, very well. Like my director Manju Agastya, the assistant directors, and everybody costume. So I just went there and they did some changes. They made some changes, cut my hair short, this, that, gave me costumes. 15 दिन तक हमारे कपड़े नहीं धुलते थे सर. स्पेशल मंजू सर बोलते थे नहीं, जब तक तुमको इसमें से स्मेल नहीं आएगी तब तक तुम नहीं कोचोगे कैरेक्टर में. So being in Naxalites, you see, I don't know क्या होता है. But as human, as whatever we have experienced so far, we can understand that you are running for something and from something. So that's what I was doing, and that's what gave me the motivation. And as an actor, I really enjoyed it. So nothing to unlearn, but everything to learn, I guess. Thank you.
Very nice one.
सर आपसे जानना चाहिए आपने पहले भी काम किया है रमेश के साथ और अभी इस सीरीज में आप काम कर रहे हो. Just wanted to know something about your character. और आप साउथ में बहुत सारा काम किया आपने. Language, like what language is being used in this totally Naxalite? क्या language use कर रही है?
मतलब कम्युनिकेशन के लिए लैंग्वेज होते हैं ना, तो नक्सलाइट और कौन सा लैंग्वेज यूज करते हैं कम्युनिकेशन के लिए?
कौन सी वाली मतलब
नहीं, तेलुगु करते हैं, कोई भी लैंग्वेज हो तो मैं मानता हूँ कि मदर टंग इज द बेस्ट लैंग्वेज इन द वर्ल्ड. तो जो भी अपना मदर टंग है उसमें वो बाकी का लैंग्वेज लिख के.
I just want to add one thing. Saji has done a lot of very big super hit Telugu films. And people love his voice. So Saji is not playing a Naxalite, incidentally. He's playing a landlord. But I agree with what he said. See, the point is that everyone, like I'm from Hyderabad, for example. Maybe Nana is from Bengal, Isha is from somewhere. All of us will have a peculiar, that is what it operates. I think to completely fine-tune, this is the language of the film, I think it's actually fake to do anything like that. So like Isha is coming into the Haman from some other space. The local dialect could be different. So I think that's how it is.
Yes, sir. The close character one and the other actors also, they would like to speak, something on your character.
Hi everyone. So मेरा जो कैरेक्टर है एक विलेज गर्ल थी जो बहुत ही इनोसेंट है. उसका फैमिली होता है बट समटाइम उनके फैमिली को मार डालता है. उसके बाद वो लड़की नक्सलाइट बन जाती है. फिर वहाँ से मेरा जर्नी स्टार्ट होता है. मेरा कैरेक्टर नाम है पवनी. सो मैं यही कहना चाहूँगी कि जिस लोकेशन पे हम लोगों ने शूटिंग किया है एंड ऑल एक्टर इतना गर्मी था और इतना टफ जॉब था. ओह माय गॉड. मतलब हम लोगों ने एक्सपीरियंस किया इसलिए हम लोग बता रहे हैं. आप लोग को आइडिया भी नहीं होगा कि इतना गर्मी था और जो डे शूट हो रहा था, नाइट शूट हो रहा था, होल नाइट, फिर उसके बाद नेक्स्ट डे शूटिंग. सो वैसे लोकेशन पे शूटिंग करना टफ था और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि दहानम हम लोग जो भी हम लोग ने एक्टिंग किया है ऐसा कैरेक्टर मिलना बहुत मुश्किल है. मतलब एज अ एक्टर आई थिंक मैं बहुत लकी हूँ कि ऐसे स्ट्रॉन्ग कैरेक्टर मुझे मिला है. मैंने अपना एक्टिंग परफॉर्मेंस दिखाने का चांस मिला है. सो दहानम मेरे लिए बहुत ही स्ट्रॉन्ग कैरेक्टर है.
हाय, गुड आफ्टरनून एवरीवन. मैं एमएक्स ओरिजिनल सीरीज दहानम में जो कैरेक्टर प्ले कर रहा हूँ उसका नाम ओबुल रेड्डी है. और जैसा कि आप लोगों ने विजुअल्स पे देखा है, ये लाइक इट्स वेरी ब्रूटल और खतरनाक काइंड ऑफ कैरेक्टर इट इज. सो पहले तो सबसे पहले थैंक्स टू आरजीवी सर मुझे ये अपॉर्चुनिटी देने के लिए. और दिस इज माय लाइक सेकंड कंसेक्यूटिव वर्क विद सर. और थैंक्स टू एमएक्स ऑल्सो. थैंक यू सो मच. और आई होप के 14 को जब ये सीरीज रिलीज होगी तो ये कैरेक्टर और पूरा सीरीज आप लोगों को पसंद आए. सो इसी उम्मीद हम रखते हैं. थैंक यू.
I just want to tell you something, answering your question about, yeah. His character is actually based on a true character. Yeah. And I want to just share a couple of things with you about him. The first time they told me about him they said because he had a reputation, a really violent and really dangerous reputation. So I met a friend of his, the original Obiladi's friend. Obiladi was killed incidentally in 1995. No? So I asked him, was he really that bad a guy? He said no, it's not. Not as much as what people think. So how many people do you think he would have killed? I mean, maximum 200, he said. Okay. And he said, what I mean is not that bad a guy. So he said, because see, people think it's more 400 and 500, not that much, only 200, he said. So that is the measurement factor. So they said he is a guy who's actually very nice guy when he's not drunk, but he's all the time drunk. And apparently He starts drinking at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and then goes on and then wakes up at 12. So between 12 and 2 is okay. Yeah.
जमींदार का कैरेक्टर है, बच्चे लोग है मेरा। मतलब वो क्या है कि ईगोइस्टिक पर्सन है, उसको इंसल्ट नहीं चलता है, उसको मतलब पनिशमेंट करना है तो उसको पूरे खानदान को पनिशमेंट करना है, इस टाइप का जनरल इनोसेंट आदमी है।
अभिलाष जैसा डेंजरस पर्सन को जन्म देने वाला आप इनोसेंट कैसे हो सकते?
Then, Abhilash, my question is to you. So, what is that one aspect about this crime thriller that is like bound to captivate the audience?
See, फर्स्ट थिंग इज कि ये जो पूरा बैकड्रॉप है, ये जो पूरा स्टार्ट टू एंड जो स्टोरी है ना, दिस इज लाइक वेरी डिफरेंट जो अभी तक आज तक जो फिल्में जो बनी है या फिर आपका जो कंटेंट अभी तक जितने भी ओटीटी पे अभी तक जो कंटेंट आए हैं। तो फर्स्ट टाइम जब मुझे ये नरेट किया गया स्टोरी और मेरा कैरेक्टर जो मुझे बताया गया, तो आई फील लाइक इट इज वेरी वेरी डिफरेंट। नॉट लाइक मतलब कुछ थोड़ा बहुत नहीं, बट मुझे बहुत ही ज्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग लगा और इन टर्म्स ऑफ एवरी कैरेक्टर। सो और आज की डेट में अगर मैं बताऊं तो जितने भी टॉप ओटीटी हैं उनमें एमएक्स जो है वो टॉप में है, जो टॉप के ओटीटीज हैं उनमें है, और आप ट्रस्ट कर सकते हैं उस ओटीटी पे, क्योंकि जो अभी आज की डेट में कंटेंट आ रहे हैं और लोग पसंद भी कर रहे हैं, तो उन्होंने ये स्टोरी को चूज किया है और हम बहुत खुश है कि हाँ एमएक्स ने लाइक उन्होंने हमारे इस कंटेंट को, हमारे इस प्रोडक्ट को चूज किया। और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि ये कंटेंट जैसे कि हमें काम करने में मजा आया, सबको पूरी यूनिट को काम करने में मजा आया, सारे एक्टर्स को काम करने में मजा आया, और मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप सभी लोगों को भी जब आप देखेंगे तो वो चीज फाइनली दिख जाएगी कि हाँ दिस इज समथिंग रियली नाइस।
मैं फर्स्ट थैंक यू बताऊंगी आरजीवी सर को कि सर आपने मुझे बंगा बेटी से लॉन्च किया है। सो सर का ऑलवेज प्रोजेक्ट ऑलवेज मतलब चैलेंजिंग कैरेक्टर होता है, मतलब कुछ भी कैरेक्टर दिया जाता है ऐसा लगता है कि ओ माय गॉड मैं कर सकती हूँ या नहीं, मतलब ऑलवेज, मतलब टैन मेकअप हो या ग्लैमरस कुछ भी। सो जब सर ने मुझे ये कैरेक्टर बताया तो मुझे लगा मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ, बट ऑफकोर्स सर को पता चल जाता है कि कौन कैसा कैरेक्टर में प्ले कर सकता है। आई डोंट नो, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है कि मैं क्या क्या कैरेक्टर कर सकती हूँ, बट हाँ सर को मेरे ऊपर बिलीव था और मेरे लिए भी बहुत चैलेंज था कि ऐसे कैरेक्टर मतलब मैं परफॉर्म करूँ, बिकॉज फुल चेंज लुक। लेकिन एज ए एक्टर मुझे लगता है कि जब हम लोग कॉस्ट्यूम मेकअप कर लेते तो उस लाइफ को हम लोग कुछ दिन के लिए जीते हैं। सो वैसे लोकेशन वैसे, और ये दाहनम ऐसा सीरीज है कि लोग पसंद करेगा क्योंकि लोगों को ऐसा स्टोरीज पसंद आता है वेब सीरीज। एंड मैं एक चीज़ बताऊंगी कि ईशा मैम मुझे आपका वॉइस बहुत पसंद है, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक अलग पर्सनालिटी है, तो एंड सर आपका एक्टिंग तो वाओ। एंड ऑफकोर्स अभिलाष एंड अभिषेक, मतलब ये लोग जितना रियल लाइफ में इंजॉय करता है बट जब शूटिंग स्टार्ट होता है तो ऐसा लगता है कि ओ माय गॉड। सो यहाँ पे ज़्यादातर बॉयज ही है सीरीज में। नो मैम, ऑफकोर्स खलास, ऑफकोर्स मैम, या ऑफकोर्स, मतलब मुझे अलग से बोलना नहीं है, मैम का एक्टिंग, डांस, एटीट्यूड सब कुछ वाह।